That's a wonderful thing. But for me, you know, I live in relative isolation most of the time, and to get out and to get this kind of response is always humbling, because there's part of me that also wants to please people. I guess if I were a girl, I would always be. Anyway, I can tell you that this is an idea that I've had for some time, and I wrote a novel in the 70s called The Shining. It's like being Leonard Skinner, you know? Play Freebird. The Grateful Dead. But anyway, I always wondered what happened to that kid, Danny Torrance, when he grew up. And every now and then, you know, people will say to me sometimes, they'll ask, one of the other questions they'll ask, do you keep a notebook? Do you keep an idea notebook? And I don't, because I think it's the best way in the world to immortalize bullshit and really bad ideas. If you don't keep a notebook, a kind of Darwinian process takes place, and the bad ideas just
disappear.
They go away. But the good ones, the important ones, the ones that are important to me, they stick around, they bounce back up every now and then. I kept wondering, what's Danny Torrance doing? What's going on with him now? Where did he go from after this terrible experience? And little by little, this story started to form. And it's almost done. The book isn't finished yet. It's called Dr. Sleep. And, And this kind of goes back to what's the worst thing that you can think of? And it's funny how an idea like that worms into your mind, and you start to look at perfectly ordinary things, and they start to look sinister to you. And I thought, well, I knew that there were bad people in this story that were like vampires. Only that what they sucked out was not blood, but psychic energy from special people, like Danny Torrance. And I came to realize that these people were called the Tribe, and that they move around a lot, and that their leader is this woman who calls herself Rose the Hat. They all have these kind of pirate names, because pirates are sort of what they are. And I thought, well, how do people like that get along? How do they move? And I realized, you go on the turnpike.